Representative, we've talked before, this was kind of a year where there was enough money that you didn't have to make a whole lot more cuts, but there wasn't enough to add anything either. Kind of characterize this in terms of working out of the recession and getting back on track fiscally for the state.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little bit better of an environment. We did have revenues ticking up there for a while, and certainly didn't have to make the massive cuts. Holding things level was pretty much the goal in a lot of cases, and we were happy to be able to do that with education. But next year, it looks like with the expiration of some of the stabilization funds that we're probably going to be back into that of making cuts. So hopefully, as we climb out of the recession with revenue, we'll be able to get back to that point. But next year looks like we're going to have a dip again.
So you're not confident that the revenues are going to catch up and fill in the gap with the stabilization?
Mathematically, I don't see any way that that's possible, and that's why the House took such a strong position in conference that we would not spend every dollar we could get our hands on.
Last night in the conference committee, there was a lot of agreements that, kind of halfway meetings between Senate recommendations and House recommendations. How satisfied are you with the way everything's going thus far and the appropriations?
Sure. The final product I'm very happy with. We were able to, again, hold education harmless, not cut the foundation formula. We were able to find $10 million more than the governor for transportation and school buses. We were able to find $12 million more than the governor for higher education, and we were able to save the MORX program. And the priorities that the House had set forth are pretty well met in this
a couple
budget.
of Democrats pointed out that in the next couple of years there might need to be discussions on the quote revenue side of things, which I think may be code word to maybe raising some taxes, cigarette taxes, etc. Do you think that's a likely discussion next year, or do you think because there's so many Republicans that's kind of a non-starter?
I would say that it's probably a non-starter as far as raising taxes. It's something that we philosophically don't believe is the right thing to do when people are figuring out how to do more with less in their own homes. With gas prices skyrocketing, wondering whether you have a job next week or not, that's not the time to ask them to contribute more to the government.
Rizzo.